Hi, Lorraine Bosse-Smith here again to speak to a very relevant issue right now. We're all quarantined at home, but we're not alone. We are stuck with our refrigerators, and they keep calling our name over and over again. And I have never really struggled with stress eating until the last 2 years, where my husband lost his job, I had health crisis and business problems. And so, yeah, I found myself finding comfort in food. And so I think you might relate with that. COVID 19 has hurled us into a whole new dynamic of stress, but nonetheless, we still need to manage it well. Extra pounds and weight is only going to add to your stress, and it's also going to put you at greater risk. So I have been preaching wellness and eating right for a long time, but thought I'd just share some strategies. And of course, you can go to my website, and I have a booklet on stopping stress eating that will have more detail. But here are some tips that might work for you. Don't underestimate the power of water. Water, first and foremost, nourishes our brain, because our brain is like 75% water. But here's the deal, is many times when we actually do have a hunger pain, we're really thirsty. It's just our body goes there first. So drink more water. You'll never regret. Obviously, we'll use the restroom more, and we'll go through more toilet paper, and that might stress you out. But hey, I think that's a better scenario than extra pounds sneaking in. So water first, and when you're eating your meal, sip water throughout, because that's going to help give you that full feeling. Slowing down how you eat, giving your body a chance to say, hey, I am full. Now, if you can't be trusted and you grew up with that mindset, you have to clear your plate, don't put as much on your plate. My husband is kind of one of those, if it's in front of him, he'll eat it. He doesn't have any discipline when it comes to food. So what I do is I dish up what we're going to eat, and then if there's extras, I immediately put it in a container, put it in the freezer, because now it's cooled down. Now he would actually have to open up a container and put it in the microwave, and that just seems like a lot of work, and so he doesn't do it. So by the time all that happens, then he's like, hey, I'm not really hungry. I encourage you to get to the root of what is causing this eating when we're not really hungry. It's emotional based, and we have to look at the root cause. What is driving it? Is it something from your past? Is it something right now? And again, there is stress, but somewhere along the line you chose, there's my Kuma, of course he has to be noisy while I'm here. We have chose food as a way to cope when we should be doing other things. We should be doing mindful breathing, as I shared in one of my other videos. We need to journal these feelings and discover and know ourselves. What is it that ultimately we need to address? So know yourself, know the feelings, look at the feelings, and then decide what do you need to do with those. And sometimes we need to read a book, sometimes we need prayer, sometimes we need a counselor, and I know that there's a lot of online options for that now. There's coaches like myself that can just help you process through those things. But when you feel that urge to grab some food, ask yourself the question, do you really need it? And try to limit the bad stuff in your house. If it's not there, you can't eat it. So be wise, be smart in what you allow into your home, because our body is a temple, and what we put in it is what we'll get out. And so we do want to put in healthier options. I live by the 80-20 rule. It's very common practice in businesses. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers. Well, when it comes to meals, what I do is 80% of the time I try to do very well. So there's no bread, no desserts, very low fat. And then 20% of the time, I give myself that freedom, that flexibility. So if you take a week, 7 days, 3 meals a day, ultimately that gives us 4 fudge days, 4 opportunities to lighten it up a little bit. Have that piece of bread, have a dessert. Now, the problem is most of us have flipped that, and 20% of the time we're actually doing okay and we're free for all for the 80. So start with just one thing. What is one thing that you could say, okay, I've really got to stop eating French fries or burgers? Just one. Pick one, start there, eliminate it. I had a client once who was drinking an entire bottle of wine every day and wondered why 35 pounds popped on. So watch those things, those calories that sneak in, and ultimately look for better ways for managing your stress. My website is full of resources that are free as well as books and videos to help you on your journey. So stay healthy and manage that stress in a better way so that we can all get on the other side.